At 99 years old, he is still dancing, not in old film clips or memory, but alive, moving, and present. The world has moved on from much of what he perfected, quietly writing him off more than once. Yet he remains, a living testament to resilience, to the power of performance. His presence fills rooms, not with noise but with warmth. Beneath the smile that has comforted millions, there lies a life of struggle and triumph, joy and loss. Understanding him requires looking past the public persona to the private life that shaped every gesture, every laugh, and every dance. Childhood in Missouri. Dick was born in 1925 in a small, unremarkable Missouri town. West Plains offered little to dream about, and even less to hold on to. Life moved slowly, and ambition seemed almost unnatural. His father, a traveling salesman, was charming but rarely home. His mother kept the household together quietly, providing stability but not emotional abundance. Dick and his younger brother grew up in a home of functional order but emotional distance. There were no dramatic fights, no overt neglect, just an absence of sustained affection. In this quiet void, he discovered performance, a way to be seen, a way to assert his existence in a house where acknowledgement was rare. Discovery of comedy. From an early age, Dick understood that laughter could bridge the distance between himself and others. He studied films of Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy, dissecting timing, movement, and the spaces between jokes. Comedy, to him, was architecture, precise, patient, and unyielding. By age 11, he approached humor with the meticulousness of a craftsman. Making people laugh was not about applause, it was survival. In a home that offered little recognition, performance became his proof of existence. Every stumble, every voice mimic, every exaggerated gesture allowed him to step out from invisibility and claim the space he felt was his by right. Military service and lessons learned. At 18, Dick was drafted into the United States Army Air Forces during World War II. He had dreamed of becoming a pilot, but his weight disqualified him. Instead, he served as a radio operator and later as a staff sergeant, entertaining troops. Though not heroic in the traditional sense, these years became formative. He realized that performance was not frivolous, it was essential. Laughter in the middle of fear was oxygen, a necessity for human survival. This understanding would shape his entire career. Entertaining was not just an art, but a responsibility, a gift to those who needed light in dark times. Early career struggles. Returning from the war in 1946, Dick had no money, no connections, and no formal training. He had only an unshakable certainty that he was meant for the stage. The entertainment industry disagreed. Radio gigs in Atlanta ended abruptly. A comedy duo he formed performed in small clubs and military bases, often to indifferent audiences. Cities changed, but rejection was consistent. Nights were long and often lonely, filled with self-doubt. Still, he persisted, chasing opportunities with relentless determination. Every no reinforced his stubborn belief. Even in moments of despair, he held on to the vision of a stage where his presence would matter, where his laughter could reach and affect real people. Marriage and personal struggles. Dick's life offstage was complex. He battled addiction, a force that nearly consumed him and threatened the career he had painstakingly built. His marriage of 36 years could not survive the wreckage, leaving him to reckon with loss and loneliness. Yet even amid personal chaos, he continued to perform joy for others. Every public smile concealed private pain, a duality familiar to many who lived their lives in the spotlight. His journey illustrates the cost of sustaining happiness outwardly while grappling with inner turmoil, a cost measured not in accolades, but in years of quiet struggle and self-reconstruction. The power of resilience. Through setbacks, Dick never stopped. He gave himself fully to the audience without calculation, a rare quality surpassing talent or training. From modest stages to millions of television viewers, his authenticity shone. Flaws were not hidden, but acknowledged. And it was this honesty that made him recognizable and beloved. Recognition he demonstrated is not merely about perfection. It is about connecting truthfully through art. The depth of that connection comes from vulnerability, from showing audiences the human behind the performance. It is what transforms admiration into love, and mere entertainment into something profoundly human. Reinvention and rediscovery. Even after decades of performing, Dick's story is not static. At 86, he discovered what had been missing all along: personal fulfillment beyond fame and applause. His life had been rebuilt not once, but entirely, following addiction, loss, and personal failures. It was a testament to perseverance, the ability to reconstruct oneself despite age, circumstance, and prior mistakes. Every challenge, every rejection, and every heartbreak contributed to a deeper understanding of joy. This rediscovery was not grandiose. It was quiet, deeply personal, and profoundly meaningful. It exemplified how resilience shapes character as much as talent shapes craft. The art of performing joy. Dick's greatest lesson is simple yet profound. Joy is a practice, not a reward. It is found in the daily imperfect act of giving to others without expectation. Whether critics approve or ignore, whether audiences cheer or remain indifferent, the act itself matters. Performance becomes a way of life, a commitment to finding moments of warmth and sharing them. For Dick, this meant dancing with animated penguins or stepping onto a stage alone, always with the same dedication to presence and authenticity. The practice of joy, imperfect and exhausting as it may be, defined his life and legacy. Reflection on a life well lived. At 99, Dick stands beside the ocean, having survived more than most could imagine. His life is a mosaic of achievements and failures, laughter and loss, perseverance and reinvention. He possesses few regrets, not because life spared him struggle, but because every experience, joyful or painful, contributed to the man he became. He has shown that the performance of joy is itself an accomplishment, one that requires courage, vulnerability, and relentless commitment. It is not a final act, but an ongoing practice, a testament to what it means to be fully alive, fully seen, and fully human. Conclusion. A lesson in presence. The most eloquent act Dick Van Dyke has ever performed is simply being present. Dancing at 99, beside the woman he loves, with the ocean stretching endlessly, he embodies resilience and authenticity. His life reminds us that joy is not contingent on perfection, recognition, or external reward. It is cultivated through daily commitment and presence. The world may forget its heroes, but their art endures in the warmth they leave behind. Dick's story is not just about performance. It is about survival, reinvention, and the quiet triumph of a life lived fully, lovingly, and unapologetically in motion.